that. It's not Beanie Siegel, J-Ho.
No, it's not Beanie Siegel, J-Hope, and it's not G-Unit. It's not 50 Cent. Y'all know who it is. It's your main man, Bruce. It's your main man, Transformer. It's your main man, G, on the Format Podcast live. Yes. What's up, everybody? As you can see, we are back. I'm sorry, Aaron, have a live for you on Wednesday. Had some stuff going on, but here we are, and it's almost football season, so we got some football topics here, and we're gonna talk some sports, man. What's good, fellas? How y'all doing?
Hey, man, what's going on, Bruce?
Chilling, man. Here to go ahead and kick it with the people, and do some sports talk. Get it in how we do it.
Oh yeah, man. We got some football for you guys today. It's about to get a little crazy. Somebody getting paid. It ain't me, but somebody getting paid.
And it ain't Dak Prescott either.
It ain't Dak yet. Yes, though. Let Dallas go ahead and put that contract in play.
Yeah,
so we can ruin the rest of the season.
There you go. So we're going to get right to that. But before we get started, you know what time it is. If you're here on YouTube and you haven't already, please make sure you go ahead, click that like, that subscribe, that notification bell. Make sure you're kept up to date whenever we drop new content on the channel. If you want the audio-only version of the podcast, open up your audio podcast platform, hit the search bar, type in The Format Podcast, and we should come right up. If you're enjoying the content, make sure you give us that like, that 5-star review, and drop a comment. All that stuff helps us rise in the algorithm, helps us find more sports fans, helps more sports fans find us. And finally, make sure you write it down, put it in your phone, set an alarm, do whatever you got to do to remember. Saturday nights at 7 p.m. we are live here on the Format Podcast, and we'll give you the opportunity to call in, talk to us, get at me. I love it. I can't wait. All right, y'all. All right. So before we even get into these topics we got listed here, just want to touch on a couple of things. Anybody been watching the Olympics so far?
Not since the last game.
Okay. That was
turned it on yet.
What was that? The showcase. I ain't even just talking to basketball. I'm talking in general. Anybody been watching the Olympics, opening ceremonies, any of the events and whatnot?
Yeah, I looked at the opening ceremony.
Okay.
Glanced through it.
So here's my question. How we got 3 people on this panel who put on the uniform who not rooting on Team USA? Nobody done turn the channel so we can watch Team USA go out there and kick some butt.
There's a difference, okay?
What's the difference? Tell me. Let me know.
When the events start popping off, when it really get popping, we'll show up, man. We'll show up.
All right. I respect that.
Yeah, there's too much going on right now, bro.
Yeah, I was actually I watched the bulk of the opening ceremonies. I thought it was kind of cool. That was the first time they didn't do like the Parade of Nations around the track. They did it down the Seine River in Paris. I thought that was pretty ill. I've never seen that before. But I watched some swimming today, some gymnastics. So we got our first gold medal, men's 4x1 freestyle. We took that home. I think Australia took the silver, and our women I believe took the silver in the women's 4x1 freestyle. So off to a decent start. Can't complain about that. But whole lot of events left to go, in the time.
Got plenty more to go.
Yeah, man. I'm definitely looking forward to this track and field, man. This duel between the American and Jamaican women, I think, is about to be crazy. I can't wait to see
that 4x1 is gonna be lit.
Yeah. That's a fact.
Yeah.
Yo, side note, on that American women's 4x1 team, Gabby Thomas, she went to Harvard? Crazy, right?
Really?
Yeah, Harvard. Because most of and she competed for them. And it's funny because most of the time you will see like a lot of the elite track athletes, they go to school maybe in the SEC or the ACC. They from down south, Texas, Cali, stuff like that. But yeah, Harvard, man. When I saw that, I was like, yo, that's unusual, but that's cool though. That's good to see.
Hey, big shout out Harvard, man. Harvard really stepping up in the game field, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get one of my sports on Harvard. You're not all brains.
Right. Yeah, one of my cousins went undergrad at Harvard. But anyway, let's not fall into that. But yeah, I just thought that was interesting, being in a sport mostly dominated by the South, that she's out there doing her thing like that. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, let's go ahead and let's get to it, man. Let's get into this first topic. So we've been doing so much basketball stuff lately, man, but basketball season's over. Of course, we still got the Olympics, and we got that the international tournament, which is we'll get to that later, and that's always going to be an interesting topic. But football season is right around the corner. By the time the Olympics are done, we're going to be fully into football season. Matter of fact, next Thursday night is the Hall of Fame game, right? So that should be good. I think are the Bears playing in the Hall of Fame game? I think so.
Let's say,
yeah, somebody check that for me. See if you can find that Transformer. Yeah, but next Thursday night is the Hall of Fame game, which is really, symbolic of the official start of NFL preseason, which, that's good because that means we're just closer to the games. And obviously we're closer as well to the college football season. But yeah, so we're going to start here. And so there's been a lot of talk about contracts and who needs what, especially obviously at the quarterback position. That's always the big one. And so I think the 49ers are a team that's really interesting on that front because they've been so good for so long, and they've been able to maximize, having one of the best offensive coaches in the league, having one of the best talent rosters in the league. But now the time is coming up for guys to get paid, and they're trying to figure out how they're going to finagle this, right? What is it, 2 or 3 years ago, they gave Deebo Samuel his extension. Now Brandon Ayuk wants his extension, especially after watching Justin Jefferson get paid and reset the market there. So he wants to get his money. I think he's looking for, somewhere up around $27-28 million a year. And
he definitely want to get close to 30.
Yeah, he's trying to get, because that's what Justin Jefferson is, right? Yeah, and man, anybody who's listened to this show knows already my thoughts on this whole up next, get paid more. That's BS. But Brandon Ayuk, he's a baller. He's a real deal. So he wants to get paid, and now the Niners are trying to figure out what they're going to do because he's a monster deep threat in the league. But they also have to keep an eye towards next season. Why? Brock Purdy is going to be up for his deal. And it's crazy because people are still doubting this dude. And I'm like, listen, nobody's saying he's Pat Mahomes, but how are you going to doubt this man when he's out here and in 3 years as a starter, 2 NFC championship games, and he's going to 1 Super Bowl? Real about it. In that Super Bowl, when he left the field, his team had the lead. They could have won that Super Bowl had his coach not made a bad decision in overtime on the opening possession. So, I mean, they're going to have to pay Brock Purdy. Some people, I'm sure, are arguing about it. But man, you're gonna have to pay that man.
He's in a perfect situation. I think.
Yeah, he is.
When you look at Purdy, he's definitely in a perfect situation as far as he got all the weapons he need to be successful. And then they got an established running game with CMC. Like, there's no question he's going to get paid because he'll be that missing piece. They'll be foolish not to pay him. He's going to get paid. I don't know what they're going to pay him.
Right. 60. But before I let you jump in here, Transformer, the thing is, yes, they'd be foolish not to pay him, but the argument is going to be, well, you didn't do anything Jimmy Garoppolo didn't do before you. Jimmy Garoppolo went to NFC Championship game and he went to the Super Bowl, right? So, I mean, that's going to be the argument they're going to try to make, is that it's more the system and the players around you. But Brock Purdy, man, again, I'm not his biggest fan, but the dude is real deal. So, Transformer, you go ahead, give your thoughts. I especially want to hear from you, being a Packers fan and Purdy being a Niners. So, what do you got on that, man?
Look, man, numbers don't lie. Numbers don't lie. I mean, he came into the league as
they can mislead,
the last
just ask
pick
LeBron.
of the draft. Huh?
I said they can mislead, just ask LeBron, but go ahead.
He came into the league, like I said, a massive underdog, last pick in the draft. And he came in, he put up numbers. So the numbers just don't lie to you. You know what he's done since he's been in the league, in the position that he's been in. Yes, they have the weapons around him, but he's showing that, look, I can be the last pick in the draft, and if you put the right weapons around me, I can succeed, and I can take us to a place that we need to be, which is the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? With guys like Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle, Deebo Samuel, you got Nick Bosa on the other side, you got Trent Williams covering you. You got those guys. Like, I'm a good enough piece, and I'm good enough to get us to the Super Bowl. And you're right. They went into the Super Bowl with the lead. They had the lead before Pat Mahomes did what he did. Patty is Patty, but Jesus.
Right. You can't blame that on Purdy.
From that kid. You can't blame that game on him. So
that's right.
I think you gotta pay him. You gotta pay him like that, because you're not just paying him for what he's done, you're paying him for what he could do in the future. You know what I mean? You're paying him for the potential of what can we do with him going forward. And it's better to pay him now, because if you gotta pay him later, the bag gets higher. Yesterday's price ain't today's price. You know what I mean? So you got to look at it at that perspective as well.
Right. And the crazy thing is, there's a lot of people that want to perpetuate a false narrative, a stereotype, a myth, whatever you want to call it, that well, Brock Purdy, he's just a dink and dunk guy, and he gets it to his weapons, and they take off. And yes, they do.
Mhm.
They're great after the catch. But the fact is, look at this. Purdy last season led the league in TD percentage at 7%. Last year, Purdy led the league in yards per attempt, 9.6. So that dispels the dink and dunk myth. Last year, Brock Purdy led the league in air yards per attempt, 9.9, just under 10. So when he's throwing it, he's going down the field. He led the league in quarterback rating at 113, led the league in QBR at 72.8, roughly 73, led the league in net yards per attempt at 8.74. So you're looking at all these different metrics that Brock Purdy led the league in. So it's not like he's just what's an example I want to give? He's not Trent Dilfer in 2000 when the Ravens won the championship. He's not that guy, right? He's not riding the back of an incredible defense and a powerful run game. Like, he is clearly a difference maker at the quarterback position, because even though Garoppolo had success and they went to the Super Bowl with him, he wasn't doing it like this, right?
Yeah.
So yes, you have a myriad of weapons around. You have Run CMC, who is, most people see as arguably the best running back in the game, whether it's running between the tackles or catching it out the backfield. You have Brandon Ayuk, who we talked about and we're going to get back to. You have Deebo Samuel. You have George Kittle, a top 3 tight end in the game. So yes, you have these weapons, but Brock Purdy has shown that with those weapons, he can play at an extremely high level, and you are going to have to pay this man. I don't think there's any way, and I don't mean just pay him as in give him an extension. I mean, you got to break the bank and back up the truck, and I think he's earned that, because look at it. In 2 years, he's won 1, 2, 3, 4 playoff games. How many years
4
Dak
and 2
Prescott been in the league?
He's
How
4
many
and
years
2 in
Dak been in
playoffs.
the league? Right. And Dak
Yeah,
has
but
won
at
2
the
playoff
same
games?
time,
What up, Nino?
at the same time, at the same time, fellas, like, he was supposed to be in the running for MVP last year, right?
Yeah, but he
Then,
got hurt right at the end. Yeah.
and then yeah.
So he may not have won MVP last year. He may, especially not when, you know, he had the terrible game going up head to head against Lamar, right?
Yeah.
But even still,
Got to throw that in
even though
there.
right. Even though he didn't come away with the MVP, he was going to be second team All Pro if he didn't get hurt, right? And he earned that. He got busy, you know. So and 31 touchdown passes, which was what, second or third in the league. I think Dak led with 36. So I mean, it's not like all the metrics aren't there. You have to pay this man. And again, I don't mean pay him like just, you know, give him a nice deal. I mean, you got to break him off, right? He's probably going to be the highest paid player. So, and I'm not mad at it either. I think Purdy deserves that, and he should be. What's up, G? What you laughing at, bro?
Yeah, what are you laughing at, bro? I'm confused.
Yeah, they're gonna break him off.
No did
Yo,
That's crazy. That's crazy.
break them off.
That's crazy. But nah, man. I think I agree. I agree they're gonna pay him, man. But they don't really have to, and it's not necessary. And
Yes, they really do.
At how the 49ers kind of operate, bro. Like, they let Joe walk. you know what I mean? We go back as far as they let Joe walk. They let
well, when they let Joe walk,
yeah.
they had a dude who was a Hall of Famer waiting in the wings, and they had what,
exactly
4 chips out of Joe already.
They
wouldn't
let walk.
They let Joe walk. Jimmy G, he left, but I mean, I think clearly Brock Purdy's better than Jimmy G. So like, I wouldn't even make that a thing.
I would definitely say Brock Purdy's better than Jimmy G.
Because
like you said, like you got to look at the tape. You know what I mean? It's throws that Brock makes. You know what I mean? Like off a scramble coming out of
the and he's really good with ball placement too as a quarterback. And a lot of times you see the guys that maybe don't have the elite arm talent be really good with the ball placement in terms of putting it where only their guys could catch it. Man, y'all some fools, man.
Yo, G.
Y'all gotta chill, man.
I was minding my business last week, man. I ain't bothered nobody, man. I was minding my business.
Oh my goodness.
We're in football season, man. It's gonna be a lot of false moments, but we gotta roll through them, bro.
There it is. So I think we're all in agreement that Brock Purdy needs to they need to give him that big deal next year, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I guess after this season, if he continues to do what he's doing. All right. So the next one is Brandon Ayuk. His one of his targets on the outside, and Brandon Ayuk is a problem as well. And so this is a guy we briefly talked about it coming in. He's a guy that, and there you see him, he's great after the catch, he's great downfield, and he's a guy that, he's trying to figure out what they are going to do with him, because if you got to pay Ayuk and you got to pay Brock Purdy, like we just talked about, and if you then I think Trent Williams, he wants more money too now. He wants to
want that money. Yep.
Yeah, he wants another
and
few
fullback,
years.
They fullback want to get paid too.
Oh, Juszczyk, that's right. Yeah, he's a Pro Bowl fullback. So they got a lot of guys to get paid. So they got to figure out a way to manage this. Hopefully win a championship this year. Then you can start saying, okay, we don't need you. We don't need you. We got the chip. But Brandon Ayuk, he's another one that's real deal. He's last year's 75 catches, 1,342 yards, 18 yards a catch, one of the best downfield threats in the game. Great route runner and great after the catch, as you saw. But the problem with Ayuk, because of the system that the Niners run is so run heavy, obviously, he's never going to be in a position where he can catch 100 passes in a season like some of these other guys, like your Amon-Ra St. Browns or your what's my man's name from Cincinnati, Jamar Chase. He's never going to be in a position where he's going to get that many targets because of the amount of weapons on his San Francisco team. But if you're San Francisco, what do you do with Ayuk now? Do you just franchise him, or like what do you do?
Trade. You don't need to be paying two wide receivers $30 million apiece. There's just no way.
Debo's not making that kind of money anyway. So,
but he's going to want it. He's going to want to re-up it soon. I mean, so you already paying Debo how much? What, 25, 26?
Let's see. I'm gonna tell you in a minute. But go
25, 26. 25, 26. Mm-hmm. Okay, you add Brandon Ayuk. That's another 30 that he's reaching for. He's reaching for that realm of getting close to that 30. Come on, man. You got Jawan Jennings. You just drafted that kid out of Florida. Use your draft pieces and use them, because at this point, you're putting too much money into the wide receiver position when you don't necessarily need to. This is where you look at Debo like, all right, Debo, you're that guy, right? So we paid you to be that guy. George Kittle, you're that tight end. We paid you to be that tight end. Jawan Jennings, you're next up. He showed some great promise last year when Debo went down a little bit. So he came in, filled in some spots, made some great catches. And you trusted in your rookie to come in and follow up behind that. So I believe if you got George Kittle, Debo Samuel, Jawan Jennings, and then you add in your rookie, you guys are going to be all right. You don't necessarily need Brandon Ayuk. Granted, he's a great receiver. Very good, very great. Does he deserve his money? Absolutely. Not here. we can't afford it.
We
can't afford it. So you got to be ready for that Brock Purdy deal. Like I said, you got your fullback. You got to pay. Now one of the greatest linemen that you've ever seen play in a game of football, Trent Williams, wants his money. Come on, you got to start. You got to start spreading the wealth a little bit. And wide receiver, I don't think they need to do that. Yeah,
Debo's making about $25 million this year, so he's being handsomely compensated. But I do believe he's getting toward. Yeah, this is the last year of that deal.
So he's gonna want to re-up. Yeah,
he's gonna want to re-up. Yeah, they're gonna have to figure that out.
Think he's gonna bet on himself? Usually, you would normally see like these wide receivers getting these big payouts after they win the Super Bowl, right? It's common after you win a Super Bowl, you get that money at a lesser team. Like now, it's like everybody trying to keep all their pieces together, and in doing so, they find themselves in like cap issues all the time. But much to your point there, Transformer, I think you used the draft on this one, man. Like you can draft another Brandon. You can do that easily. Like I don't think he's doing anything.
I don't know about easily, but I do get your point, G, that there are a lot of good quality wide receivers coming out in the draft every year. So yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah, because think about it. You need Brandon Ayuk to be a solid 2. Debo's your 1. George Kittle can actually be your 2 when healthy. You know what I mean? So you really need like a 2.5, 3 receiver to fill in those spots. You know what I'm saying? Because Brock Purdy, he isn't throwing 50 passes a game. You got Christian McCaffrey back there who's going to take 5 to 10 of those a game. You got George Kittle who's going to demand the ball. You got Debo Samuel who's going to demand the ball. So at this point, $30 million towards a receiver who's not getting 100 catches, probably 100 attempts. That's not worth it.
No, maybe not. But man, I think this whole thing gets a whole lot easier if they win the championship this year. Obviously, I'm not looking for that, but if they should, that makes it a whole lot easier for them to figure out how they deal with this money situation. So I totally get it, and I think that's all they're really trying to do is hang on long enough to make one more legitimate run at this thing before they really have to figure it all out. So, I mean, if Ayuk says that he's going to hold in or hold out, either way, you put the franchise on him, because if he holds out on the franchise, well, then so be it. He still won't get credit for this year. So whenever he comes back, he's still under the franchise tag, and you still got his rights as an organization. So that's probably what they need to do. And then after that, they need to figure out how they're going to make it work. So it's tough, man. This football thing, their Players Association needs to do better, because the owners really got control of it from top to bottom. But it is what it is.
You look at their schedule for this year?
Nah, not yet. Let's see.
Yeah, so first game they got Monday night, I think it's Monday night. Yep. Monday night they got the Jets. That's a win.
That's a good game.
Then they got the Vikings. That's probably going to be a win for them. The Rams, the Patriots, the Cardinals.
So they can start off 5-0.
Yeah, they can start off 5-0.
They can legit start off 5-0. I didn't see maybe the Jets, but it's Aaron Rodgers. He can't beat
Rams. All right, man. Don't sleep on the Rams. Rams are good. And
I mean, we talking about a possible Super Bowl team. They should steamroll the Rams.
Well,
yeah, but no Aaron Donald.
Yeah, so yeah, they're gonna be able to run it, but the Rams, they got Kyron Williams running the football extremely well. Of course, they got those elite wide receivers, Puka Nacua and what's my man's name, Cooper Kupp. They got, obviously, Matt Stafford is back. They reworked the money on him. He's still very good. They generally have good O-line. Good. That's a solid team. So I don't think you can just assume. Plus, there's a rivalry there between those two. You can't just assume they're going to smoke the Rams. And that Cardinals game may be a little more difficult than we think. Kyler Murray is back off of the knee, and he's had a full year to get back in the flow with everything. And Marvin Harrison Jr., he's supposed to be an elite weapon. So, I mean, I would pick the Niners in that game against the Cardinals, but I don't think it's going to be a rollover.
Yeah, it's going to be like 35-17. Yeah, I agree.
It should be.
It's going to be 35.
It should be. It should be. Especially contract year, he better go off.
Oh, they got to. They got to
go
put it
off.
all out there.
He want to reset. He got to go off, man.
Yeah, I feel that. Then you got so we talked Ayuk, we talked Brock Purdy. Then we got the third important member who wants more money is, what's my man's name? Trent Williams. Trent Williams, one of the best left tackles maybe ever. He's up there. He's probably a step below Jonathan Ogden and Walter Jones and them guys. He's really, really good. And he wants some more money. So how do you do it? How do you make this work? Well, realistically, man, these NFL owners, they can make it work, because the simple way to do it is, first of all, stop playing poor when you know you're a multi-billionaire. Every year you got more money coming in, and because of revenue sharing, you making like almost 400 mil just from that, right? Revenue sharing / TV deal. So stop it. Now, what you can do is, because the bonuses, like signing bonuses and bonuses, don't go against the cap. So rearrange the money and put those bonuses up there. But see, they don't want to come out of pocket, out of the gate with the bonus money, because if they do that, they got to put that money in escrow. But if you do that, it doesn't hurt you against the cap. And if you got guys that you want to keep together, you can do it. But, the owners may just not want to do it. So my thing is, I'm thinking, you probably, to your point, transform, and maybe you try to see what you can get for Ayuk on the open market. Then you give Trent Williams an extension, and you're ready to pay Brock Purdy next year, providing he has another outstanding season.
It only makes sense. Like I said, there's so much money. Who's going to spend $50 to $60 million on their receivers when they have a guy like Trent Williams who you need? Brock Purdy needs him. You need him. Like that. Like Brandon Ayuk isn't a $25-30 million need. Like, I don't need him. But is Trent Williams a $25 to $30 million need? Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
So you pay him. Do you need your quarterback? Who else is throwing the ball? So yes, that's a need. So Brandon Ayuk doesn't fit that need. Like I said, Brandon Ayuk is nice. He's nice. He's nice, but not nice enough to be here for no $30 million. Nah. Nah.
Yeah, definitely, man. Without that left tackle, man, he's gonna be running for his life.
And Brock Purdy not that athletic that he's gonna get out of there when these freak NFL DNs are chasing him down. So yeah, you definitely gotta figure out a way to do it. So I was listening to The Odd Couple, one of my favorite shows, and they were kind of discussing the Brock Purdy thing, and what's his name? Andy Furman. He was in for Chris Broussard this week, so it's Rob Parker and Andy Furman. But let's hear what they had to say about the Brock Purdy situation and this 49ers thing.
Brock Purdy, because of his draft slot, is not eligible for an extension until after this upcoming season. However, there has been scuttlebutt, both on the national and local media, that because of their current situation and because of the way the quarterback market is shaping up, that Brock Purdy could be in line for a $55 to $60 million a year contract. And as a result, that looming extension, again, not until after this upcoming season, is playing a big role in these current negotiations with Brandon Ayuk, who is holding in, which whatever that means, and all-pro left tackle Trent Williams, who is holding out because he wants a new deal.
You know what, Andy? I don't think you're that far off because they've been good already. They were good with Jimmy Garoppolo, remember? Right? They've been good with other quarterbacks in that system. And it doesn't mean that Jimmy Garoppolo still doesn't have to perform or brings value or talent to the table. But you got to start to really look at that team and wonder how much of it is really Brock Purdy. And do you remember when they struggled, Rob G, I can't remember, a couple of their offensive weapons were out. And that's when they went into that funk. Because before that, I don't think he had lost a game. You remember, he was off to like 11 or 12-0 start. And then Brock Purdy played 3 games, Andy. I'm going to give it to you, okay? He played 3 games last season without Debo, without Trent Williams. He went 0-3, 3 touchdowns, and 5 picks. There's your number. Those are the pieces parts. Is it about the pieces or is it about the quarterback?
So that's kind of serious right there, right? 3 games without Debo and Trent Williams, and what did he say? 0-3, 3 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. That doesn't bode well. That doesn't look good. But at the end of the day,
if you take away my number 1 receiver,
right?
If you take away the number 1 tackle in the league,
right.
What are you expecting?
Yeah,
Lamar Jackson.
Well, clearly. Well, hold on. Early in
that's
Lamar,
what they're expecting, Lamar Jackson, bro.
Well,
that's
clearly
that's
he
pretty
can't
much
be
what they're looking for.
Jesus.
He's not a Lamar Jackson.
No, obviously, but early in Lamar Jackson's career, he had Ronnie Stanley, go Irish, but and at that time he was one of the best left tackles in the league. So all that stuff helps at the end of the day. I mean, you still need that blind side protected, no matter how much of an elite athlete you might be at the quarterback position. And Brock Purdy, we know, is not an elite athlete at the quarterback position. Is he quote unquote sneaky athletic? Yeah, he's that, but he's nowhere near a guy that you can say, well, just go make something happen. That's not him, not at all.
I just wanted to make sure we all knew that.
I mean, I don't think there's
That's it. I
anybody.
just want to make sure we all knew that, man.
I don't think there's anybody who needs to be reminded that Brock Purdy is not.
Man. There's a possibility he will be the highest paid 7th-round quarterback that ever played a game of football.
Ever.
Oh, he may be the highest paid quarterback to ever play the game of football, period.
Yeah.
Man, he's probably going to be able to make more into the entire 7th round roster. Made more career-wise in 2 years, man. Like, come on,
but look, if he continues to do what he's been doing, there's no reason why he shouldn't be, in all fairness. That's how I see it.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah. Anybody who knows me knows I'm all about if you earn it, get compensated. But nah, I'm not with that. And, but it's going to be what it's going to be. So we'll go ahead, leave that 49ers topic right here. At this point, anybody wants to call in with your thoughts on the 49ers? Should they pay Brock Purdy? Should they pay Ayuk? Should they pay Trent Williams? How should they handle this thing? Go ahead, give us a call, 904-219-8264. 904-219-8264. And if you're in the chat and you haven't already, please go ahead on YouTube. Go ahead, click that like and that subscribe button. If you're watching on Facebook, go ahead over to the Format Podcast on YouTube. Click that like and that subscribe. I appreciate you. We need that.
Yes, indeed.
Oh man, we got to gear up for the next topic here. There's a guy by the name of Jordan Love.
Yeah, it is.
I love to talk about
Mr. Love. Mr. Jordan Love.
It's coming.
Call him Buddy Love.
We got you, brother. We got you. All right, so looks like we're not gonna be fielding any calls.
Oh,
on
by the
this
way,
one.
that Hall of Fame game was Chicago versus Texans, by the way.
I thought it was the
It was
Bears.
the Texans.
And I'll tell you what, I would love to see that game in the regular season, just see that Caleb Williams and CJ Stroud matchup. I think that'd be great. Oh, you know what? I just came up with something. Cool. All right, I'm gonna say that for the segment. All right. So let's do it. Let's go ahead and get to our next segment here. And we are gonna talk about Jordan Love. So when I had originally come up with this segment and I had texted you guys about it for us to discuss it. you know what, Transformer, I'll tell you this. I'd rather see you wear that than that stinking, nasty, dirty, decrepit, disgusting Lakers hat. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather see you with Go Pack Go. Now put that down, man. Put that down. We're not doing that. No, we're not doing that, man.
Don't be jealous, man. Don't be jealous. Don't be jealous.
Jealous of what? Jealous of what? Oh, my bad, man. My bad. As a Celtics fan, I should be jealous of your inaugural in-season title. I got you.
Yeah, now you want to take it there. Y'all finally win a championship after how long? Spare me.
Number 18. But anyway, all right, we gonna go ahead and keep that moving, though. But yeah, so Jordan Love, when I had originally thought about this topic and I text y'all, it was kind of along the same lines as the Brock Purdy thing, like, coming off of what we saw for him last year. What do you expect? You think he's going to get the new deal? Should he get the new deal? Where should the new deal be slotted? And lo and behold, last night, before we could go ahead and do this show, Jordan Love got his new deal. The Packers did not play around, and there's a couple things I want to touch on with that. But the first is Jordan Love signs a 4-year, $220 million contract with the Packers with a $75 million signing bonus, which I believe is the largest signing bonus in history, and $155 million in total guarantees. Now, I haven't seen the breakdown to see what's the fully guaranteed amount, but total guarantees, those guys usually get all that because that's roster bonuses and things like that. So as long as you don't get cut, you get all that money. But that sounds real good. So that deal kicks in next season, the 2025 season, and he will make $55 million. So I'm going to start with our resident Packer fan here. Transformer man, talk to me about Jordan Love and about this new deal.
First of all, that's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
I'm so glad I ain't got to pay it. Woo! No. But we did our big one on this one. We did our big one. We secured what we need to secure. Secure your quarterback when you got the time. We're not paying nobody else but Kenny Clark. All right.
Right.
Give him his money because you're paying him for what the potential of what he can be, what he could be. What we saw last year from Jordan Love, I did not expect. I expect a decent season, but after week 8, we went on that 3-5 stretch. He turned it up. He started showing flashes that I've
18
seen
touchdowns and one pick over the last 8 games of the season. He went nuclear, and then
that was crazy.
Yeah, we saw what he did when he walked into Jerry's world and handed it to him in their own
good old fashioned spanking. Good old fashioned spanking. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, what Shannon say? Old butt cutting. You gave him that old butt cutting. right. Yeah, he got busy, and he was one of the best quarterbacks in the league last year. Quarterback rating of 96, QBR of 62. I mean, 32 touchdown passes, only 11 picks. So judicious with the football, but still going down the field, almost 4,200 passing yards. So yeah, he got busy, man. He's legit. He's real deal.
Oh yeah, man, I'm excited for it.
No doubt. G, what's your thoughts on this deal, and what's your thoughts on Jordan Love? Man, you're on mute, bro. Unmute yourself, man. What you got, man?
All right, so I think Green Bay did a good job with this one. I look at how they gave him time to develop as a QB1, and just based off what he did last year, he had to I think he had to play the AFC North, right? Steelers, Bengals.
Was that
not this year? We didn't play the
last year.
Like this past season?
Yeah, last season. No. No. I'm way off.
No.
You would know.
But yeah, go ahead, G, while I look that up.
No, I was just saying they got it together. I think they got it right this year, especially with how he played. They gave him time to kind of learn the playbook and kind of fill himself out. And then this is what we get now: big checks. Because you have to pay your quarterback. If you look around the league, there's a lot of elite quarterbacks out there. And how do you have to establish dominance, right, in the league? And the first thing you want is to make sure that your quarterback is happy. And then doing that, the 49ers paid him. I mean, the Packers paid him. Funny fact though, like I used to be a Packers fan. It was eons ago before we had a Baltimore team. But I got the starter jacket. You guys remember the starter? You old enough? Everybody old enough.
The good starter jacket.
The old joint, right? I had the starter jacket, man. I was a diehard Green Bay fan then.
Okay.
I don't know what happened. It just went away. We got the Ravens in two. Once the Ravens came to town, it was a wrap. Yep, it was a wrap.
Yep.
So it was short lived, but it was a good time because that's when Brett Favre, Reggie White, and I grew up watching Sterling do his thing.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Double tight end set. Reggie White coming through the line is just trashing with the one arm, trashing a whole offensive line. They had nothing for him, man. So,
but that one swipe, just one swipe, and he gone.
Yeah,
that was it. That was it. That was
Vicious
back when you could choke slam people. You could choke slam the quarterback. So
and he was a monster. But yeah, I'm watching what Jordan Love was doing, man, and that dude, man, he is so good. It's crazy. How is it? Look at that throw right there. Everyone talks about
that was ridiculous.
Everyone talks about the throw Aaron Rodgers made to on the sideline in Dallas in that playoff game. That right there,
Cook.
that throw was just as good. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I'm looking at Jordan Love and I'm like, damn, he can make every throw. And it's funny, when he throws it, there is some resemblance to Aaron Rodgers, right?
Absolutely.
He got the big arm, he got the mobility, he can make every throw. And I'm just like, how is it that the Green Bay just keeps hitting on these quarterbacks 3 in a row? That is highly unlikely, man. So I hope this
on the fake,
healthy. And then
Love zips it.
That looked good.
Yeah, my bad. So, man,
it looked good. Don't worry about it.
I thought I had a longer cut, man. I messed that up. I apologize, y'all. But the point is, that was me showing Jordan Love walking into Dallas and just destroying them in the playoffs, and just making his first playoff game, his first year as a starter, making Dak Prescott look terrible. But the crazy thing is, Dak Prescott is now going to use Jordan Love's deal and say, hey, I deserve more than this kid. I don't know how, but he's going to try to say it. But yeah, Jordan Love is legit, and I think he's going to be even better this year. Why do I think he's going to be even better this year? Another season as a starter, and Josh Jacobs. He's got Josh Jacobs. I believe, y'all know this, I believe wholeheartedly in having an elite running game and having a quarterback that's able to play off of the play action and being able to pound it between the tackles. And Josh Jacobs can do that for you. And of course, he can catch it out of the backfield. So that's just another high level weapon you give this guy. He's got a young wide receiving core. And to the point you made, Transformer, Green Bay is a young roster. That's why they can afford to pay him.
Young roster.
So
Very, very young.
Yeah. Young roster, open window. It's going to be a heck of a battle between Green Bay and Detroit in the NFC North. I think that's going to be real good.
Oh yeah, I'm excited, man. Like I was a little nervous, when we first picked them up about 3 years ago, and we were still looking at Green Bay like, what are we doing? What are we doing? We need a weapon for the current quarterback. At the time, it looks like it was asinine. Right now, I was thinking like, okay, Green Bay, let me just sit back and shut up and be a fan because y'all got it right. You got it right. Aaron Rodgers started spiraling downhill and being the diva that he's known as he is today. And we moved on. We got him out of there. We got picks behind it. We're building up our roster. I love what they did with the cap. I love the signing bonus because he's only counting 20 million towards the cap. And that's huge for us. We still got plenty of money to spend, especially with the what's that lawsuit they got going on with the Sunday ticket. So they don't know what they're going to do with the cap next year.
Yeah, that's right.
So that helps us out. That gives us a buffer, and we can still go out there, pick up a free agent or something like that, and kind of make money move that way. So we're doing. It was a great move, great signing. I like it. It was early enough to where next year it ain't got to be some astronomical $65 million a year, but we got it right. We got it done. We got it out the way. No pressure.
No doubt. So, G, let me ask you this. I'm not going to ask Transformer because I'm not going to get a proper answer. But I'm going to ask you, G,
You're not.
if you had your choice, money is a non-issue against the cap, and you could have Jordan Love or what's my man's name in Detroit? Dang, I'm forgetting all these names today.
Jared Goff.
Jared Goff. Which one you taking, G? That's tough, right?
I like that question.
Yeah. You're on mute, G.
Man, Love is a little more mobile than Goff, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to go with the young bull because that's just I just think he's not he hasn't plateaued yet. I think Goff he's plateaued. His game is gonna be what his game is gonna be, but I don't think Jordan Love has been unlocked. His game hasn't been unlocked yet, and so
That's
I look
scary.
forward to seeing how he's gonna improve this year. Versus last year, and if I mean, even if he changes his game just a little bit, he just a little bit, that team they're gonna be hard to beat, and they're gonna go really, really deep in the season with a winning record. So, yeah, that's the only reason why. But golf is pretty accurate. He throw the ball around. The Lions team in itself is stacked, right? And so from that perspective, but we just talking about a quarterback, and I would definitely go with the young kid because I think just the pocket passes for me is I'm not one of those guys that just like the quarterback to stay in the pocket. Man, that bootleg, get out there, get on that wing, you open the playbook up, and yeah.
I don't know. I love pocket passers just on the strength of, to me, I think you got to be even better as a pocket passer, especially in today's league with the defenders and the pass rushers being so fast and so athletic. And so between, being able to manipulate the pocket and make those throws and slice and dice and dissect when you don't have the ability to escape and utilize your legs to do more and extend the play, I think to me that says even more about the ability of an elite pocket passer. To me, I kind of like that. That doesn't mean I don't like a quarterback that has more physical tools along with the ability to throw from the pocket. You always want more tools, right? So I get that, but I love to see a pocket passer that doesn't have those things, that is able to just stand up in there and slice and dice. I think to me that's just even more impressive. But that's me. That said, I probably would take Jordan Love. I don't think
all right, I was waiting on that.
Yeah. I don't think the gap is huge, but I think he's got more arm talent. Obviously, like G said, he is more mobile. And I think he can give you more of the wow plays. And to G's point as well, we don't know what his ceiling is. I think we kind of have an idea of what Jared Goff's ceiling is, but his ceiling is very, very high regardless. He's really, really good. So, that's where I am with it.
With every great quarterback, we get a championship. So I'm trying to see if Jordan Love will keep that streak going. That's all I needed to do.
Yeah, no, I feel you. And, again, having a young team and not, you only got two guys with making real money on the team, you definitely have an opportunity to do it. So, not mad at that. And, you got another thing. I like the tight end position a lot. You got a really good young tight end in Musgrave. I think he's really good. Yeah. So, definitely.
Him and Kraft did pretty good last year.
Yeah. Packers got a lot of opportunity. Jordan Love's got weapons, and like I said, that I think that Josh Jacobs move was huge. So, congrats to the young fella for getting his quote unquote bag, and we'll see what he does this year.
I'm excited. Well, go back, go.
I hear you. G, anything else to add before we open up these phone lines?
Oh no, I don't have anything.
All right, so we're gonna leave it there on Jordan Love and his new deal. So you know the drill, y'all. 904-219-8264. 904-219-8264. Go ahead and give us a call. I'd love to hear from you, hear your thoughts on Jordan Love. Do you think he deserved to get this new deal? Really, after only having like one half a season of elite play, and where do you think he and the Packers go from here? So yeah, go ahead, give us a call. As a total side note, I think it's so interesting, right? And it wasn't my intent to bring it up, but now I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about it. But I get so much of, oh, you just a LeBron hater, this, that. Oh, you can't do nothing if it's not about LeBron. But where are those same people when I'm not talking about LeBron, right? Where are they? That's the amazing part to me. Like, you're not talking about him. You talk about a whole different sport. You know what I'm saying? You showing love and breaking down and giving some intelligent discourse regarding totally non-Bron related topics. and they're nowhere to be found. I think that's so interesting. But hey,
Talking about LeBron's?
Huh?
Talking about LeBron's?
Yeah, those people. LeBron's. Yeah, he got 2 of those things, don't he? Oh man, but we're gonna get to that next topic though. All right. Okay, so it looks like we won't be fielding any calls on that one. Might be a short show tonight, y'all. Might be a short show. We're not gonna field any calls.
Hungry.
Say again.
Your boy hungry.
All right, so let's go ahead and we will move on. So we talked a little bit at the opening, just kind of touched on the Olympics. We touched on Team USA, you know, all our incredible athletes in multiple sports that are over there repping for our country and trying to show who's dominant in the world of athletics. And so we have, of course, we've got some talk about Team USA, the Olympic men's basketball team. I think their first game is Wednesday, Tuesday or
Tomorrow.
Monday or Tuesday. Tomorrow? Sunday?
That was tomorrow.
It might be. I could be wrong. My bad. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I know tomorrow, right?
I know the women open up on Monday. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So, with that, so Team USA, they are ready to try and defend their gold. This might legitimately be like the last time we can assume that Team USA is going to steamroll through the tournament. Obviously, we know that there are some really good teams throughout the world, and obviously really good players throughout the world, and they are repping for their home teams. And quick side note, I don't know if we talked about this before. Isn't it funny how players look so much different when they are playing in FIBA for their home country versus when they are playing in the league? Like, for instance, you see Thanasis out here banging on people, and I'm like, wait, is that the same dude that's waving the towel
on the bench
in Milwaukee? Right.
That's giving the waters out on the sideline.
Right. Yeah, you want Gatorade? But you know, but my man out here, he out here balling for his home nation. That's pretty cool to see that. You see the Wagner boys for Germany doing their thing. Obviously we know how good
was it Mo?
Jokic, we know how good he is. Franz,
yeah, Franz.
Yeah. Him and his brother are both on. They're both on the German team. Matter of fact, Wagner, he just got didn't he just get 200 mil?
He just got paid. Yeah, he just got paid.
Yeah, he got paid off 19 points per game. But okay, it's a new world. The money is there, right? Yeah, I did see that. G, I did see that. 18 that's probably not the top state, but that's probably up there. 18 U.S. Olympians are from Maryland. I did see that. Yeah. So Chesapeake State, you know, the old line state, definitely repping for the country. I know they pump out swimmers. I don't know what other sports they submitted. You got a list on that, G, or no?
You muted, G.
You muted, man. My man, stay muted.
We have to control the mute button for him.
I know, right? U.S. Olympic athletes.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what the young kid do. I think he runs like the 400 or something. He's like 16.
Oh yeah, I forgot about him. Yep. He's 16. That's right.
I know. They said Ledecky. She got like.
She's from Maryland. Okay, I didn't even realize that. Okay,
yeah, I think she's from Maryland.
Yeah, she helped to win the silver in that 4x1 freestyle earlier today. Yeah. So before we
KD getting dunked on, embarrassing everybody.
Oh yeah, KD. How about that?
Yeah, got dunked about Ant.
Right,
man.
Okay, so you got what? Swimmer. You got some wrestlers. You got swimmers. Track and field, volleyball, trampoline. Track and field. I got what? About 5 or 6 track and field. About 4 swimmers, a skateboarder, a boxer. Yeah.
Sheesh. That's a fun fact right there for you.
A sailor, man. That dude must live on the Chesapeake Bay or something, man.
Yeah, I got you.
Right. Man, but no, that's pretty cool that that the old line state pumped out 18 athletes for the Olympics, man. That's beautiful to see. But yeah, so Team USA, this might be the last year that we can assume that they're going to bring home the gold medal in the Olympics, because you know all the big guns, those guys are going to be older and not necessarily going to be there next time around. Now, is there still up and coming talent? Yes, but like all the legends are going to be gone, right? I doubt KD is going to be on the Olympic team.
Legends. You think KD going to be a legend?
Say again?
You think KD is a legend?
Yeah, man.
Olympic legend. Yeah.
He's an Olympic legend, but I think he's
Olympic
also
legend.
an NBA legend. Most people have him in the top 15 players all time. I'm not even going to get into that, but most people have him there. Yeah, he's a legend.
G, we're gonna let you have the floor in a moment.
I don't need it. I don't need it, bro. It depends on what poll. It must be the same polls that Trump be advertising.
Uh-oh.
My bad.
Them inflated numbers.
Alternative facts.
Yeah, man. I've been seeing people kind of talk about Team USA dress like what they wore during the torch. I mean the flag bearing. That little boat ride that they had. The little tour. And people were saying that the blazing
Polo
with
jacket
the
and the jeans.
acid.
Yeah, polo. Yeah.
The jeans, and it's like, yo, this is Paris, yo. Like this is the home of the like designer. These guys, they all look like they even had the women like that too. Like it was like
I'm good with it, man.
nobody else do nothing else. Huh?
Nah, man. Listen, Paris is home of fashion, but let's say this, and I'm gonna leave it here. I saw Joe Burrow about a month ago. He was in Paris doing some fashion thing, walking with like a suit jacket on with the whole back out. I'm like, nah.
It was ridiculous.
I'm good with what Polo gave them. Yeah, I'm fine with what Polo gave Team USA to wear. I'm good. So blazer and slacks, we good with that.
We don't
Shirt
need
and
you come over there on your Westbrook attire. Nah.
What's up, Sneed? Good to see you, brother.
Fur boots. It ain't terrible, man. He said, I'll take the jeans and the J's with the blazer. We all can get those.
Oh my goodness. Oh, that's wild. But yeah, so Team USA, man, they there's definitely some interesting notes going on there. Obviously one of the main ones with the captain, LeBron, that was supposedly I guess he was voted the best on the team, but it was interesting. Nobody mentioned that it was those votes came from the select team. So yeah, well, I'm like,
he beat up on.
Yeah, right. So you gotta push the narrative. It is what it is. By the way, quick note: they said Cooper Flagg did his thing in the games against the Olympic team. So I guess we gotta wait and see what he does next year at Duke. He's supposed to be a problem. But yeah, so Team USA, real good roster. But then it was interesting. You heard, you saw some scares against subpar teams that shouldn't have been that close. Obviously, I think the biggest one was against South Sudan. Everyone was talking about that. And at one point, I think South Sudan was up like 16. And then, they really made it a game. Obviously, Team USA brought it back, superior athleticism. And again, they got a bunch of legends. But South Sudan did not go away. They got guys that are in the one of their players, I think, was G League MVP last year. Another one, I think the guy Thor, he plays for the Charlotte Hornets. They got a guy 7'2". He's going to be a freshman at Duke next year. Look at that. Big shot. And so, there's no reason that game should have been that close against South Sudan. This is a team that's only been representing a country that's only been in existence for like 11 years, right? And so Luol Deng, shouts to him. He did a really great job working, getting support and putting his money behind it to help South Sudan really develop a program. So enough respect due to them. And realistically, if you look at this at the end of this game, South Sudan should have been shooting 2 free throws, but they weren't going to let that happen. So the powers that be. But, Team USA, they are a good team, but some of this stuff was a little iffy. Team USA seems a little suspect. I agree. Possible letdown that could be embarrassing. I think they'll still win the gold, Sneed, but yeah, it's a combination of two things. Yes, the world has gotten better, no question, but the US, they're not as good either. Like they got a lot of good players, but they're not as good a team. So South Sudan doesn't have any NBA All-Stars or future NBA Hall of Famers. That's true. So I don't know. We'll see. But I was telling G before we started, Sneed, that I believe if US ends up playing against South Sudan again, I think they're going to destroy them because there's going to be no taking them lightly. There's going to be no catching them napping. They are going to they're going to, as soon as that ball gets rolled out, they're going to lock it and make a point. Yeah. Because they're going to say, we took you lightly the first time. We're not going to do that again. Transformer, man, what are your thoughts so far on Team USA?
I mean, right now, it's kind of hard to tell. We're in exhibition games right now, and you
Yeah.
wonder if they're even ready. Like, are you going to take any of these games seriously? It seems like you want to push every game into the fourth quarter. Okay, we're down 10. Okay, let's flex and see and show that we're the best players on the planet. You know what I mean? So honestly, I want them to be prepared to take it seriously, because right now I think they're being lackadaisical. You know what I mean? They're not playing real team ball. It's just like at the beginning, it's like, okay, you go, I go, you go, I go. But then the fourth quarter, all of a sudden, everything's clicking because they're like, okay, all right, now it's time to play. So I'm excited to see. I think we do win the gold myself. But I do think, now they're gonna start turning up the flame. Like, all right, it's time to take these games seriously.
Right. Sneed, great point, man. They don't even play hard during the NBA regular season. They get paid millions for that. Great point. I do think, though, that maybe there's a bigger legacy legacy play in the works here. If they lose and don't take home the gold here, that's like etched in history globally, not just in the NBA. And so I think they're aware of that, right? And especially with, what USA basketball has been, especially since 92 with the Dream Team, nobody wants to be the team that, lets America down again. Is it possible? Yes. Is it likely? No. I just think the talent and the athleticism is too much, but, you catch them on a bad day, you could beat them. But the point is, even if they lose, let's say in pool play, they'll just lock back in and then go through the knockout round and win the gold. I think it's too much to expect at this point any team to beat the U.S. twice or for them to lose twice. I don't see it. So, yeah, could they lose once? Yes, which, again, we shouldn't be expecting that, but it's possible. I don't really see them losing twice. Gee, what are your thoughts on them? And especially, I want to hear this from you too, bro. Joel Embiid, he's had some interesting comments to make about, on paper, this team looks like one thing, but they may really not be that. This is not the same LeBron that you've been seeing, for all these years. That LeBron is not this LeBron. And I'm wondering, like, yo, why are you saying that? Especially now.
No clue.
Yeah, I'm wondering what Joel Embiid thinks he's gaining by this. But, gee, what are your thoughts on these comments, and what do you think about Team USA so far, man?
Yes, this is LeBron's farewell tour, right? And so everything leading up to these games, like those exhibition games we talked about earlier, has been to put him on that platform, right? He's the flag bearer. He's a guy that's going to bring us gold, what I mean, through and through. And
Is
so
he trying to be Kobe on the Redeem Team? Is he trying to be that?
Well, I mean,
Stop it.
if we want to put him in the GOAT conversation, right? He got to dominate the Olympics. He has to dominate the Olympics if you want to keep him in the GOAT conversation.
Well, he can, but there's nothing we can do about the 2 bronze he's already gotten. So, like, that is what that is. There's no way around that.
So also the other point that I was going to make was that you look at the team, like I don't believe that this is the best team the U.S. could put on out and present and represent us. I really don't. I think you leaving out Kyrie and Jaylen Brown. That's they those 2 big snubs right there. Like, you got some of the best ball handler and one of the most clutch players that play the game, and now we going stuck. It looks like we got these players out here based off of how nice they are or controlled they can be. When I say controlled, we all know that Jalen gonna say what he want. Kyrie gonna say what he want. He gonna say what it is. Whereas though these guys, I just don't know, man. Like, I think they follow the narrative, and LeBron show. We'll see how things add up. I saw something in Steph eye the other day, and it was like, I was like, oh, okay, all right. Steph a little pissed off. He ain't getting the press that he deserved, man, because he's one of those guys that's been beating LeBron's ass like almost every time they match up. And so it's you can look at it, man. Just look. He probably lost to Steph more than he lost to any other player in the finals.
Yeah, after he got the other MVP, but let's go on.
Well, hey, man, let's stop
I'm with
that.
you, bro.
Hold on. No. There's no I'm with you. You don't think I'm gonna let that slide, bro?
Finished.
Oh, all right, good, G, because you know what's about to happen, bro.
Yeah, I'm not finished. So so that's one thing too. So you don't have the best players out there, even though they advertising like it's the best players on the court right now. This is LeBron's farewell tour, and so I do think that the U.S. need to dominate at it with him having a ball in his hand. Now, do I think he's old enough to do it? I think no. He's way past his league, and you can see it when he play against these younger players who's running up and down the court. I think we're gonna see more Ant dominate. I think it's gonna be an Ant show, an Ant Steph show at the end of all of this. Like, I really believe that those are the two players that's going to step up and kind of bring us gold. I don't believe it's going to be a LeBron. I think he's a decoy. Well, just a really big name. That's how I feel.
Fair enough.
That's all I got.
Not mad at that.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out where's decoy. Have we not seen the last couple of games?
Yeah, we almost damn near got blown out. We almost lost to South Sudan.
And what did LeBron do in the fourth quarter in South Sudan?
I mean, we got away for a questionable no call, but I don't. You know what I'm saying? It was a questionable no call.
What did LeBron do in the fourth
quarter?
quarter, man? That's not the question I asked you. I didn't say what about a no call.
You asking me what did LeBron do? He
Yeah,
won
what did
against
LeBron do in the
South
fourth
Sudan.
quarter?
Oh my gosh, he was able to overcome South Sudan, man. Jeez, come on,
because
bro.
some other boys couldn't.
They shouldn't even have been in
The other ones couldn't.
Bro, they shouldn't even have been there. They shouldn't even have been
I
that close.
agree.
Yeah, he brought them
I
back
agree,
and
but
scored.
still,
But
just
yeah,
be
bro.
like, okay, he's a
Come on,
decoy.
man.
Come
We
on,
talking about South Sudan, man. We talking about South Sudan, bro. We ain't even talking about like the Wizards, bro. We talking
that
about
man
South
can't
Sudan,
get no credit
man.
for nothing that he does,
No, you
man.
don't,
That's
man.
no,
It's not
you, dog. No
if you're the
credit.
greatest scorer in the world, you're
No
supposed
credit.
to make those plays, point blank period. But
That's
you're
true.
not supposed to be in
So
those
why couldn't
situations
nobody
at the
else
same
do
time.
it? That's my question.
Maybe
We're not
that's
talking
what-
about
maybe
nobody
it was
else. We're
called
talking
up.
about
Maybe
him.
that's what Kerr called up.
So he did it.
So there is a narrative, right? Like the narrative is that, like, yo, this is farewell tour. The ball's supposed to be in his hand, just like it was when it was Kobe farewell tour. But now we talking about on an international stage.
Yeah, Steve, you bugging, bro.
But at the same time, man, you got like $1 billion on a basketball court. You know what I mean?
Man.
When you add up the salaries of some of
That's
these
true. A lot of dough out there.
players, man, it's a lot of money. And
A lot of
to
dough.
be down to, you know what I mean, to be down to South Sudan is crazy. And I ain't gonna put it on LeBron's back, but he the captain of the team.
Yeah.
It's him and Kerr.
But
You know what I mean?
But look what you're doing, Transformer. What you're doing right now is exactly what always gets done when it comes to LeBron, right?
No.
When they win,
you can't
when
say
they
that.
win,
You can't
all
say
the
that.
credit,
No,
right?
nah.
But when they lose,
I didn't give him all the credit. I responded to what G said. A decoy is a stretch. A decoy is a stretch, bro. Because let's go back and look at the numbers. Steph Curry, 3 for 10, South Sudan. Anthony Edwards, 4 for 11, South Sudan. Jason Tatum, 3 for 8, South Sudan. Anthony Davis, 4 for 12, South Sudan. Joel Embiid, 5 for 6, finally good. Devin Booker, 2 for 5, South Sudan. Drew Holiday, 4 for 7, South Sudan. LeBron James, 10 for 14, South Sudan. So, like, how's it decoy? Them other boys put up shots. They put up numbers. They put up their shots. How was LeBron all of a sudden a decoy? Because
I think they should have
win the
given
game.
LeBron 30 shots. They should have given him a 30-shot cycle.
It's what they did, bro. What they
this
did.
is tour, yo.
I wouldn't go as far as to say that he's a decoy.
Exactly. That's what I would respond to. I'm like,
so all right. I apologize. I'm gonna apologize live on the air. I'm gonna apologize. LeBron is not a decoy. Okay, he's not a decoy. He's the biggest name on that team right now.
Oh, that I agree. He's the biggest name.
Narrative.
Mm-hmm.
He's the biggest name on that team, and they shouldn't be losing or damn near about to lose to South Sudan, where he got pull a trick out his bag.
Sneak, nobody plays defense. It's 2024, G. If you want to go watch defense, go watch the NFL.
They play defense on the international floor, though.
They sure do. You
look at what they did you look at what South Sudan did to the USA from a defensive standpoint. They definitely boned up. You just went through it. The only one they had a number for was LeBron.
Embiid and LeBron,
yeah. 14. That was it. The decoy.
Oh my God! All right.
He had me bent with that D. I'm like, decoy. Wait, am I looking at the same game and numbers?
Wait, all right. So let me ask you all now: is LeBron James the best player on Team USA, or has he just played the best so far? Is he the best player?
Played the best, absolutely. Played the best.
Yeah, played the best. Yeah.
So could it be though?
Oh, hold on. Yeah, I mean, from what we've seen, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, from what we've seen,
he played the
best.
We know, like,
what we know. Because decoy.
What up, Nick? Good to see you, bro. Oh man, that's hilarious. Oh, Nick, that's a good one, man. The decoy, I like it. Gee, you just coined the phrase, man.
The decoy is
He's a
crazy.
decoy. That's crazy. Sneed. Nobody plays defense. Every champion does. Trying to think. I'll have to run back through that one. But I think maybe what Transformer's saying is like nobody plays defense the way we used to see defense. It's not like
Thank
that
you.
anymore.
Thank you.
So, but I get what you're saying. Defense is definitely very different. But on the international level, like G said, they defend and they do it on at a much more physical level. So I think I get kind of what both of them were saying, where they were coming from with that. But
there's no Kobe to help him.
No, they don't. No, they don't. Yeah. So, is LeBron the best player? I think he is playing the best. So, quick note, and I think that this is what G was pointing to, that game-winning bucket that he made against South Sudan. We all saw it. Offensive foul. I wonder. They want to go back and try to say that Jordan's defensive player of the year was juiced up and he cheated. Blah blah blah. How many points would LeBron have if they called all them offensive fouls where he pushed off with the off arm on the way to the rim? How many points would he have if they called all those? But just a thought.
I mean, what if I was 6'11" with long hair? I mean,
I'm saying we could probably take 10,000
questions.
points away. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, So you got that, and then you got the no call at the end of the game. But look, it is what it is. They ended up winning the game. But to G's point, it never even should have had to come down to that against South Sudan. And that's no disrespect to South Sudan. But again, that's not a team.
They're doing a great job. They've only been a team for 11 years.
Mm-hmm. They've only been a country for 11 years.
A country for 11 years. So I'm like, yo, what?
Yeah,
and
no,
you're
Luol
already
Deng
in the Olympics.
Luol Deng deserves a ton of credit for what he's been able to build. And in fairness, like some of those guys are they were born in America, but they have Sudanese parents, and some of them played college ball over here. Like I was saying earlier, one of the guys on that team was G League MVP. Another one is going to be a freshman at Duke next year. Another one plays for the Hornets. So it's not like there's not high level experience on that team. So I give credit. I give credit where it's due. But yeah, so just interesting. All right, so next up, this I thought was interesting, kind of going along with LeBron and the Team USA thing. I've read somebody else, I can't remember who it was, but somebody had an issue, and I think it was more than one person saying that. And I know, matter of fact, I know Ennis Cantor Freedom as well.
Ennis Freedom.
Well, it was somebody else before him, but they was like, yo, they had issues with LeBron James being flag bearer for the United States contingent to the Olympics, right? Because he was one of the, during the Colin Kaepernick protests and all that against police brutality and such, and, treatment of minorities in America. We know what that's about. We don't have to get into that. LeBron was someone who took a knee during the national anthem. And I guess many people decided they were going to conflate that with disrespecting our flag and our nation, which, okay, totally false. But anyway, they want to do that. And so people had issues with LeBron being the flag bearer for the United States contingent. So before I get into y'all's thoughts on that, I find it so interesting that they love to push that narrative that if you knelt during the national anthem, that you are disrespecting the flag and you're disrespecting America. First of all, America's built on freedom. America from the very beginning was literally built on protest. Not all of them so peaceful as taking a knee, right? But so be it. So now if we just go back and remember the whole Colin Kaepernick thing, he was sitting on the bench during the national anthem. He didn't want to stand. Where
who did he talk to?
One of his teammates, I'm going there, you're right.
Okay.
One of his teammates,
talk to him, Bruce,
who is a former United States Army Special Forces soldier, a Green Beret, one of the finest soldiers on the face of this earth. A Green Beret told him that it would be more respectful to take a knee. And Kaepernick said, that makes sense. That's cool. I can do that. Right. So it's real interesting that a Green Beret, a white one at that, and, I'm not, no shade to any white people or anything like that. But the point is, it became a very hotly racially contested issue. But the point is, a white person who served in the military and is one of the finest soldiers our country ever produced was the one who advised Colin Kaepernick that it would be more respectful to take a knee during the national anthem than to sit on the bench. But somehow that part always gets left out, and then every time, and then it gets manipulated into, if you kneel, you weren't respecting the flag, and this, that, and the third. And listen, I to some extent respect Ennis Cantor Freedom. I get it. He's been through a lot. His country is under authoritarian rule. They literally have an order out on his head. They will kill him if they can. He speaks out a lot about injustices in the world, and he loves what the United States of America represents. But I think he is also either willfully or woefully uninformed on the unfortunate history of a lot of the misfortunes that have not misfortunes, but a lot of the what do I want to say? A lot of the difficulties that minorities have faced in this country by design. And so I get where he's coming from, but I think he's definitely uninformed, and that's tough, man. That is real tough. So yeah, you guys' thoughts on people having issue with LeBron James being the flag bearer for the USA contingent. I'll give my thoughts on it and why I don't like it after you guys talk.
All right,
Take
I'll
it away,
start.
G.
Yeah, so LeBron James as a flag bearer or throwing color guard during the Olympics is it's kind of it's kind
Color
of
guard.
Gotta be something
on a boat.
disrespectful.
Oh my god.
No. I
hadn't
mean,
thought
but
about
doing
that.
color guard on a boat is wild, right? This country came so far, man, to the point where that's actually allowed. It's allowed now, and so somebody always gonna dig up something to say that less than, and you shouldn't be able to do certain things. I think the guy earned it when you look at his sport. He is right now the highest scoring player that ever played the game.
Yes.
And so that in itself, there's no other accolades on an Olympic team or on an Olympic stage right now that can supersede that. So I think he earned it in that matter. And I don't have a problem with it. Like, some things had to happen, right? They had to kneel to get some of these raw laws of the George Floyd initiative that they trying to pass everywhere, the body cams, the purpose of them kneeling is actually because, a lot of African Americans getting shot down. Like we just seen the Sonia Massey thing, it's still a whole lot of work to be done. And
Yes.
so maybe, through that type of awareness and bringing up these kind of conversations that, that can amplify this message that was Kaepernick started, right? I don't know if he started per se, but I think he was like one of the first athletes to kneel, right? And I think the reason why we don't see Kyrie and Jalen Brown because they don't want to see a fist go in the air, on that stage. And so, that was one of the checks I think they wanted to make sure. I have no problem with LeBron doing this. If he chooses to do it, right? Like there's so many other ways you can show your patriotism than carrying a flag. But I thought he carried it well. He's an American, right? Like that's his rightful will to do. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have. Really wasn't expecting to answer a question like this during the Olympics, but these things happen, man. It's kind of foolish. People try to dig up anything to kind of make you lesser than. And that man deserved to carry that flag.
That takes to
He
my
got
point.
points,
Go ahead.
man. Like he has the accolades to do it. Now, the narrative around it is crazy, but he deserved it, man. This is farewell tour. He'll never be able to do this again. So
That's true.
I think he deserved it. But that's my 2 cents, man.
All right. Transformer, go ahead, man.
No, I mean I agree with everything G's saying, and to a bigger point, the stupidity of how would you go to dig up something like that just to shame him being a flag bearer, but you didn't do the homework properly to understand why they kneeled down in the first place. So lets me know you're picking and choosing battles. You know what I mean? You're really picking and choosing battles, because if you were to understand the reason why he knelt, Colin Kaepernick, why he knelt, and that everybody joined him and LeBron James was a part of that, then you would have no problem of him carrying that flag because of what he did and the respect that, not only did he devote it to that service member, that Army service member, but to our country, to our veterans, to our soldiers, and everything like that. That was respectful to them. So who are you to say, oh, LeBron James doesn't deserve to carry that flag when he was being respectful to the personnel who served in war, who served for our country, who recommended such a kneel down in the first place. So that lets me know it's dumb. To me, that's just dumb. Like G said, Bron earned it. When you're the highest scoring player in NBA history, you broke a record that nobody ever thought that could ever get touched. Your longevity in the game, the things that you've done I don't mean to bring it up, but on and off the court. You know what I mean? It goes so far to the game of basketball and what you've done over these 22 years. I mean, why not? This is your farewell. This is the last time we're going to see you on this stage. This is the last time. In the next 4 years, you're going to be retired somewhere in Cabo, somewhere chilling out, drinking lattes and stuff. So for USA to do that and give it to LeBron, and for somebody to dig up something like that, like that, come on, man. You didn't do your homework in the first place. Why are you cheesing so hard, G? What's going on? Did I have a pause? Did I have a pause moment?
No, you did not. You did not.
Okay, all right.
You did not.
Nah, man, you hit the hammer on the nail, man. I mean, you hit the nail on the hammer with the hammer. Yep.
All right, you all ready for this?
You had it right the first time.
This is why I was laughing. This is why. Listen to this, Transform.
All right, so
that's why I'm laughing.
I'm gonna do this from a different angle, okay? I'm gonna do this from a different angle. I agree with you all in terms of everything you said. I get that, right? But I'm gonna take this to a different place. Man, what's up with you, G? What you doing, man? All right, I'm gonna take this.
He about to break the internet.
The Olympics are what? The Olympics are a global celebration of what? Sports. Right? Competition, right? Who is the best at their sport? Their chosen endeavor. Who is the best? How hard they've worked, and can they overcome the competition? That's what the Olympics are about, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, I'm glad that we've established that. So my problem with LeBron being the flag bearer for the United States contingent, I don't want anyone who's been cheating the game and shirking competition for all these years to carry the flag in a global celebration of sports and competition. No, you don't get that. You don't get that from me. No, not at all. That's my problem with LeBron carrying the flag. Not because he hasn't had an all-time great NBA career, not because he hasn't been somewhat conscientious on and off the floor. All right. Now we can get into his fake book reading in the locker room and all that, and we can get into other things, but I'm not even going to take it there. But again, I'm keeping it simple between the lines and on the court or in the pool or in the field of play. It's all about competition. It is about out-dueling your opponent to see who's the best. And for a guy who has consistently cheated the game and tried to circumvent competition at every turn, I can't respect that. You don't get that from me. You don't get to carry the flag of the country that my parents came to and gave birth to me in. You don't get that. I don't respect that at all. Nah. Give that to somebody who did it the right way and went about it and continues to do it the right way. You don't get that. No. So that's where I am on LeBron being the flag bearer for the United States contingent. We are supposed to be the greatest country in the world in terms of, well, we're supposed to be the greatest country in the world, period, but especially in terms of athletics. And why would we want somebody who's always cutting corners representing our athletic delegation? Why? No, you can't have that. Not from me. Not at all. Nope.
So if not Bron, then who you think should have carried it? Steph Curry?
You know what?
The one that went to cry and go get KD or his big brother to go get Bron?
I'm not even.
Nope.
I'm not going to allow you to turn this into
big
that.
bro, man.
First of all, okay. See, you did it. You done did it. All right.
KD, man, come help us get this man, bro. You saw what he did to Clay.
All right, let's get it. Okay, I believe that's me. So here's the deal. First of all, we really going to do that? Because one, Steph beat LeBron without KD. So we need to stop this false narrative that Steph had to go get KD to beat LeBron. He beat him without KD in 2015. So there's that. That's one.
And who LeBron didn't have.
Hold on. Back up. Hold on. I'll get to you. Hold on. The next year, they playing LeBron again. They about to smoke him, run him up out of there. And guess what happens? You know, they gave him the damn stimulus package with the fake Draymond suspension. That was some BS, right? Look, real talk. If you go back and watch that clip, matter of fact, I'm going to send you the short when we get off of here. Go back, watch the clip. Draymond falls down. LeBron could have went around him to the left. He could have went around him to the right. He deliberately stepped over him and put his nuts on the back of Draymond's neck. Deliberately, right? And then Draymond, of course, reacts as any man would act when so disrespected, right? And again, I've been saying this for years. If I'm Draymond, they would have had to suspend me for a year because I stood up and flipped LeBron. Ain't no way you stepping over me like that. I'd have flipped him. So then Draymond gets suspended, and that's the stimulus package that they need. And we all have played in sports, and we all know how momentum can change everything, right? They give him the stimulus package, and then we know from there, LeBron takes off, wins the comeback, and that's the one that made me the greatest of all time. Shut the hell up. No. So we going to say that. Next, LeBron is the one. Tell me if I'm lying.
Tell me when I'm telling lies.
When LeBron is the one that he couldn't get past Boston, so what he did, he ran and took his talents to South Beach and teamed up. But then everybody gets mad when KD, don't get me wrong, this was a coward move as well, but when KD went ahead and went to freaking Golden State, why are you mad, right? Because LeBron was MySpace and KD was Facebook? That's why you mad? LeBron created all that and made it cool. He created that nonsense and made it cool. Then when KD did it and started delivering them more butt cuttings, as Shannon Sharp would say, right? Everybody mad now. Oh, KD and stuff. No, nah, not at all. Can't get mad. Can't have it both ways, right? So let's stop this nonsense about Steph ran to KD to get him.
But
no, KD wanted to be there. He's a nuclear weapon. It is what it is. Look, man.
Okay. I'm gonna tell you when you're lying. I'm gonna tell you when you're lying, because right now you're lying.
I'm not
lying.
lying.
They literally have interviews saying, bro, we went to the call crying. We went to go to KD's house and help him come play with us. They've said that already. They said that already. They went and cried to go get Kevin Durant. They did that. So
the narrative is the whole thing. The narrative is the whole thing of history. Well, yes, Sneed, you're right, and I agree 1,000%. So the narrative is that Draymond went and he was crying in the parking lot, and Draymond is never going to correct that. Why? Because he wants to be, he LeBron butt buddy, right? But he doesn't realize that LeBron just going to use him up until he don't need him anymore, because that's what LeBron does, right? He did that to his man D Wade. He didn't even tell D Wade he was rolling out of Miami, but different story. But the point I'm trying to say is, we don't get to sit here and say, get mad at KD for going to Golden State when LeBron did it, it was all good. You can't get mad because he had LeBron did MySpace and KD did Facebook. You can't.
He got mad at Kevin Durant because Kevin Durant went to an opposition that just smoked him up 3-1.
I agree. I'm not keeping up for it. I'm not keeping up for it. I think
just won a championship the year forward.
I think it was a cowardly move. I'm not disagreeing.
So you can't say that's the same thing.
It is the same thing.
LeBron went to go make a team. Like, what was Miami doing before he got there?
It's just taking it to another level. Wait, what you said?
What was Miami doing right before he got there? The year before he got there, what was he doing?
D Wade was absolutely in his prime. I think they went out in the first round the prior year, but D Wade was in his prime, led the league in scoring, was first team All NBA. Chris Bosh was in his prime. He was second team All NBA, killing up in Toronto. 25 and 12.
Cooked in the playoffs.
But the point I'm trying to make
is, either one of them players put LeBron out? Did they?
No,
That's
neither one of them did.
Put LeBron out.
Neither one of them did.
So Kevin Durant got beat up 3-1, and went to go join the same championship team. Come on, man.
Listen, I'm not trying to say that I'm down with that move. I told you already that I believe that was a cowardly move. All I'm saying is, just because he did it to a different level that LeBron did it, LeBron is the reason that these dudes think they can move like
Nino.
this. He is the reason.
Thank you.
All right, so boom. KD
went to go into some plug and play situation.
You took me all off my original point, man.
What was the point?
Bro. I don't even know, man, because you made
the question I got, if
dumb out,
LeBron,
man.
then who else?
Say again.
If not LeBron, then who?
If not LeBron, then
who?
Okay. You know what I would probably Noah Lyles. He probably would be the one. Yeah, Noah Lyles or Katie Ledecky. She's one of our most decorated Olympians, right?
She just won bronze, right?
She won silver earlier in the 4x1. I believe they won silver in the 4x1 women's freestyle. She's one of our most decorated Olympians. Why it couldn't be her, right? Her and Coco Gauff. That would have been fine to me.
Listen to
no problem.
I'm pretty sure half of the viewers that watch this don't even know who that is.
Yeah. But guess what? The announcer would have told them who it is. She's one of our most decorated and greatest Olympians. And I bet she never tried to cheat the system.
But won't nobody know who that is, man? You at least got to make it to somebody we all know.
Why? Think about it. Think about how
USA
many.
knows, man.
Think about how many times during the Olympics we discover like a new sports icon, idol, whoever. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Excuse me, y'all. Woo. But think about how many times.
Excuse us, chat. Excuse us.
Oh my
Excuse us.
goodness, pardon me, y'all. Pardon me. But seriously, right? Think about how many times we discover new great athletes every Olympics that we didn't know about before, right? And if you're watching the Olympics, chances are you know who Katie Ledecky is anyway, because she's one of our all-time greats. So her and Coco Gauff or Noah Lyles and Coco Gauff, or her and Noah Lyles. But the point is somebody that did not cheat the system and lied to us in front of our faces over and over. That's what I'm saying. All right, that's where I was with that.
All right, I think it has a great storyline, right?
I'm sure it does.
Yeah, it has a great storyline. You know, now he has to bring home gold.
Yo, Nick is wild. Oh my good. I like that, Nick. That's good, man. That's good. Absolutely. My bad, G. Go ahead, man.
Nah. You good? But I think this will be an excellent storyline to his career. You know, he has to bring home gold now. I mean, you know, we've seen him in situations where he's like, "You think so?"
I think they will, yeah. Like I was saying earlier, I don't see them losing twice. They might get upset somewhere in pool play. I think they lock in for the knockout stage, and that'll be that. I don't think anybody's gonna beat them twice.
I mean, we've seen it happen before. We've seen him bring home bronze, you know, multiple times under his watch. And so, you know, I think now is, you know, he's the oldest on his team, and so he probably should be a player coach at this point, you know, to get that gold. But
yeah.
Hey, man, I like it, man. I'm all for, you know, the summer sports to give us something to do, something to watch and look at, you know, while we wait for football season, patiently wait for football season. So
Right.
I'm probably going to tune in. There's a lot of stuff going on, though. I think that's on Peacock, right? I'm watching it on Peacock.
Yeah. Peacock and NBC. That's right.
Yep. Yeah. So.
All right, cool. You got anything to add before we open up these phone lines, Transformer?
Nope.
All right, y'all. Let's get it, man. Phone number 904-219-8264. 904-219-8264. Y'all go ahead, give us a call, man. Your thoughts on LeBron being the flag bearer for the U.S. contingent. Give us your thoughts on USA basketball. Give us your thoughts on the Olympics on the whole, man. Go ahead, give us a call. Hopefully, Transformer can catch himself. He look like he over there hurting. Oh man, y'all crazy.
Maryland native, I get it.
That's funny. Oh man, clowns.
Boy.
Always catch something crazy on the Format Podcast. I tell you
man,
what.
Man, listen.
I wish we could share.
Yeah, it's some things not for public
only
consumption,
you
bro.
knew.
No. Here we go. Man, Nino. All right, let's get it. Nino, what up, bro? What up, man?
You know, you already know.
I already knew I was going to hear from you, brother.
You already know.
All right, let me hear it.
We having a good show today, and we ain't bothering nobody. Man, what is going on, man? For real.
Nino, man, I'm telling you how I feel about it, man. I don't want somebody who circumvented competition holding up the flag of our great nation in the greatest athletic competition in the world. I don't want that. No.
Please. Like I said before, the only problem y'all got really, y'all ain't looking at it from, because I listen to you your basketball point of view, and you like to keep it in the game, so I respect it.
I try to.
Y'all thinking about the names. Y'all ain't looking at this not in the 90s. It was real competition. Like, they still had the Spurs, the Mavericks complete team. They swept the Lakers. You still had Kobe in the Lakers. Boston had a big three. They went and traded for KG. Listen, they went and traded for KG and Paul Pierce. I mean, KG
Ray Allen.
And they, well, you know, right in their prime, but on the other side, they still great players.
Back end of their primes. But yeah, I got you.
Back end of their prime. And then we judging him on the scale of we gotta beat this guy. Y'all ain't looking at it from the Skip Bayless view. We got a guy on TV every day criticizing the guy for not winning. Jordan was able to lose in peace.
What?
Don't nobody bring up the,
bro. That
maybe you can correct me now. Was they on it? Was they on it like
Nino? They was on it because their whole thing until Mike won. They was like, yo, he's a fantastic individual player. He's doing all this scoring. He doesn't make his teammates better. He can't win. Because think about it. At the time, Magic and Bird were the two shining examples of the league, right? And so they were saying Magic and Bird were the ultimate team guys, made their teams better, but they won. And so that was the knock on Michael Jordan until he broke through. That's what everybody was saying. Now he used to get shredded. We just didn't have social media back then. But in the traditional media, Jordan they were really tough on him.
This is TV. You can rewind. We were talking about this is the #1 sports show in the country. They made a name out of LeBron. So back in the day, we had to read the paper.
Facts.
Now see. And then, but I'm saying, okay, Jordan, people say this. In 80, Jordan come into the league. 3 years later, Jordan was the best player. When he was losing to the Celtics, everybody saying that he wasn't the best player till he won. Jordan was the best player in the league. I go back to watch the film. He was the best player in the league, and he was losing. We don't hold that against Jordan just because it ain't the finals. I don't understand this. What is the finals? You play every season, every game. If he would have beat the Celtics by himself, then we'd have points on this super team.
Well,
if he would have beat the Lakers in their prime by himself, he won when they got a complete team. And then when Horace Grant left, they didn't replace them guys with no scrub. Why they go get Dennis Rodman? They were the best team every year. The Bulls were the best team by far every year. Charles Barkley? Well, I love Charles Barkley. But come on now.
So here's the deal. My bad, guy, Nino.
Go ahead. I like to hear what you guys say.
No, I was just gonna say that I think it's a stretch to say that the Bulls were the best team by far every year. What we keep forgetting is it looks that way because of Michael Jordan. It looks that way, right? Because when Michael,
you went right into my point.
Go ahead.
So go ahead, keep going.
No. I was just gonna say because we can see it that the team was the same when Jordan wasn't there, right? It was the same team, same coach, same roster, except what? The big gun was missing, and you saw they couldn't get it done. So if they were clearly the better team than everybody else,
50-win team.
Say again.
Wasn't he still a 50-win team?
Yeah, I believe they
make the playoffs.
54 win. Yeah, Eastern Conference Finals, if I'm not mistaken.
That's pretty major if you take away a beat.
And they went to the playoffs.
So I got a response.
That's a sign of a great team.
Great super team.
Yes and no.
What they is. This Jordan we talking about. If you take Bron out that Heat team, they just a decent team to compete. They're a good team. Now they just like the Bulls were. They're a good team. They might make it. They might not. They might do a little something. You put Bron on there, that's what makes them a super team. People don't even give the Bulls GM the credit. This guy here they didn't do a documentary on him. Him going to get Tony Kukoc, him finding Pippen at a small school. They give him all this disrespect. Him bringing in what's the point guard thing? They had a stupid defense. The second, I think he was on the second one.
Ron Harper. Ron Harper.
This guy, and it seems like to me, so this is what we're comparing Kobe, Jordan, Bron. This what Jordan get all the credit. When I don't believe Bron should get all the credit now. So, I don't believe that in no team sport.
All right, so Jordan, he is the guy, right? So let me take this a couple of things at a time, right? So one of the things you said, people always like to put up this, young disciple, what up? I see you in the chat. Thanks for stopping in, man. Appreciate you. People always like to point to, well, when Jordan wasn't there, they still were good and they still won 52, 54, whatever, how many games, whatever, right? So they like to point to that as a way to try to take away from Jordan's greatness. Here's the difference, right? Because then they'll tell you.
No, I don't think nobody tries to take it away.
Oh, that's exactly what they do.
We say that Bulls team was a good team. Like we gotta act like he carried a scrub team. Like they were still a great team. That's the point.
So the difference is, of course, they had Scotty, who was one of the best all-around players in the league, no doubt. But the reason they were able to continue is because they still had the Hall of Fame coach, right? They had won a three-peat already. So Phil knew how to win. The system was still in place. They still had the same roster, and those players knew how to play within their roles. And with Mike not being there, their roles actually were able to expand a bit, right? So cool. The problem is with LeBron, because he takes up all the oxygen, because he is the system. When he leaves, guys have no idea how to play without him. That's the problem that you get. So with Michael Jordan,
but it's harder.
Yeah,
That's harder, ain't it? That's harder for a man to be the system. Now Jordan could. Now listen, Jordan could have been the system. Now I'm a real basketball. I'm a real basketball man. Now Jordan could have been the system.
Okay,
but he played in a system and still got to him early. They just gave the ball to LeBron. Like, look, we can sell these tickets. You the hot thing, you 18, 19. We can put the ball in your hand. They didn't put no system in there for Bron. Bron could have been the best point guard because he's a point guard.
I think the problem is, I don't think it's that they didn't put a system in for LeBron. I don't think he can play within a system. He can't be hard coached and he can't play within a system. We've seen that. Anytime anybody tries to coach him just a little bit hard, they out of there. He can't really be coached. I don't believe he's coachable. That's the problem. Now, some people will push the narrative that he is, but there's no evidence to prove it. So that's that. But damn, I forgot the second point I had to respond to you, Nino. But listen, it's not me. I know it seems like I always want to take shots at LeBron, but I see it how I see it, bro. And the fact is,
True facts.
All right, I see how I see it, but the point is, he has for most of his career circumvented competition. And as the Olympics is supposed to be the greatest competition in the world over a number of incredible sports of people who have given everything to try and get there just to compete, to try and win a medal for their country. To me, a guy who has shirked all that shouldn't be the flag bearer. That's why I said like Katie Ledecky, who we've seen do it the right way. Noah Lyles, who we've seen do it the right way. Obviously, Coco Gauff was out there. So that's just my thought, man. That's me.
Well, I want to hear G. What G got to say? G the one started these shots. What G think about it?
What was the question again? Because I know it was the original question was about LeBron and being a flag bearer or doing color guard. But what was the question? What was y'all I couldn't keep up with you guys, man. I know y'all was comparing Jordan era to LeBron era. I mean, that's.
He's saying Bron cheated the way he's saying basically Bron, he feel like Bron cheated. What you feel like Bron cheated his way to the championship or something? I don't know.
That's exactly what he said, Nino.
Okay, so I look at it. I look at it a little more simpler, right? Like I said, LeBron deserved to carry the flag because on paper and right now, until they audit his stats, he's the highest scoring player to ever play the game, right? And that's probably like the biggest accolade you're gonna find in the Olympic Games right now. And that was my reason for picking him. But Bruce did a deep dive and kind of looked at like the full circle of like why LeBron is LeBron. I mean, and then Transformer, his approach was, this guy on and off the basketball court, he's just an angel. He does these great things for everyone around him, And
that's not what I said, but go
ahead.
It's
kind of sort of, but I mean, but it's facts though. It's facts. He does do a lot, man. He does do a lot, man. So I mean, I think the biggest thing was his kneeling shouldn't affect it, and I don't know who the person was that came across. Yeah, his kneeling shouldn't affect him being the flag bearer. That's what I believe. So
I do agree with that.
Yeah, I agree with it. Now I had one more thing.
What you got, Nino?
Oh, see, I said now last week I called in here and we was talking about the race car. I said something about the race, but I was talking about people not used to seeing. Now see, what I remember that. You keep it basketball, so you saying from a competition point of view, but the person who I was talking to knew who I was talking about. So while I said the race thing, people not used to. I'm telling you, they not with the players, especially black players, making decisions they feel like over the owner. They got too much power. They not with that.
So
why I say that, we don't talk about that in baseball. Baseball go wherever they want to. Nobody
Well,
say
listen,
nothing.
I don't follow baseball, so I can't speak on it, Nino. But let me tell you, I am one of those people. I got no shame in saying I'm one of those people that does not believe players should be making decisions like that. And the reason why I don't believe that is because when it goes bad, the player don't get held responsible. The GM gets fired, the coach gets fired, everybody else but the player. So if you're not going to be able to have the responsibility if it doesn't go well, then I'm not going to give you the responsibility and putting my job on the line of you making the calls. That's my stance. So I don't believe players
You
should have
saying
decision
Bron
making
don't
power
get the
either.
responsibility? You saying Bron don't have? They don't talk. They ain't gonna talk about Bron if he look. They
They-
don't even talk about the owners.
They're gonna talk about him, but he can't get fired, right? because he under contract, right? But if I'm the GM and if I'm the GM and I allow LeBron to have this power and make these moves and it doesn't work out, then I get fired. I'm the coach. I'm the coach. I ain't have no say in this joint, but I just got to deal with whatever they allow LeBron to do. It doesn't work out. Guess what? I get fired. I'm not with that. That's me.
We put Bron. Now see what we trying to do is put Bron in the category of everybody else. Bron done played all his contracts out. If Bron a free agent, they could easily tell Bron, look, we ain't trying to sell no tickets. Listen, you ain't gotta come to Miami. We don't want you. You stay here, Cleveland. You don't gotta come to LA to sell these tickets. We'll stay struggling. Bron say, listen, I'm a free agent. I can go wherever I want to. If y'all want me to come over there, this is what we're gonna do. Now
I feel you on that. That's a great point.
Get their contract in the middle of the season, trying to do make different calls in the season. Now that's different. But when you're a free agent, you a free agent.
Can't low balance in the Olympics either.
right. Yeah, you can't load manage in the Olympics at all. You gotta play it.
Oh, now that's another point. I do think the world has caught up. You can see it. It's simple. I went back and watched the old Olympic game. They couldn't get the ball past head court.
Right. No doubt.
You can't trap Dennis Schroeder like that.
No, you can't. Well, listen, Nino, you got all right, man. Listen, thanks so much for the call. I appreciate it as always, man. It's always good to hear from you.
I appreciate it.
All right, Nino, have a good one, man.
Hey, Bruce, I got a question for you.
What you got, brother?
So, if there's any team right now, who do you believe will give Team USA a run for their money and or possibly could beat them?
I would think. I could be wrong, but I would think it would be France. And maybe I'm looking at this from an old school standpoint, but I believe with the size they have, they can make it very difficult for you at the rim in terms of defending the rim. And now this is FIBA, so you don't have 3-second rule. So I think France, they can make it difficult for you defending the rim, and they're a team that can control the glass with their size. So I would think France, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, that'll probably be the closest they get.
Yeah, that would be my thought.
To a defeat. I'm sorry. I should have finished what I said.
Yeah. I think Team USA is going to win the gold. They may get upset somewhere along the way, but I don't think I think if they are focused in the knockout stage, nobody gonna beat them. So, that's me. All right. Great call, Nino. Appreciate that. So let's go ahead and let's take it to the final topic. We're gonna talk some boxing because we are boxing lovers on this show. And what
does boxing mean?
Boxing. What you mean? What does boxing mean?
Yeah. What's the topic? What does that mean? Boxing.
So we're gonna talk. My main thing is I think we got two. Well, I know we got one fight that's appears to be all but sure to happen, and we got another one that is likely to happen. So should be interesting. So as you can see on the thumb, you got a legitimate chance here of Shakur Stevenson and Tank Davis happening, which I think is interesting, but I think we know the end result. And then we got another
Tank
one.
is putting him on his ass.
Can we set up the topic, brother? Can we set up the
topic? I mean, we about to drag that one out, man, but we don't need to. Tank is gonna destroy that kid, bro.
So here's the deal. I don't think he destroys him. I think G and I, we talk about Tank a lot. I don't think, and let me say this, I'm so thoroughly impressed with Tank. And of course, G inundates me with Tank footage all week. But it's all good. But no, I'm thoroughly impressed with Tank because before I really started watching him, I'm just like, yo, he's just a power puncher. He got tremendous power. But when I watch how skilled a fighter he is, and how he understands his opponent, takes away his opponent's weapons, how you see him in training. And I haven't watched a great deal of boxers train in the past, but when you watch this guy and how he trains, and then he executes the exact same things that they prepped for that particular fighter and utilizes it to basically, body bag his opponent, is really impressive, like to the T. And so I'm becoming more and more of a fan of Tank. Don't dislike him. I think he's a very talented fighter, but I think it'll be a typical one of those 8-9 rounds. I think Shakur Stevenson is an absolute wizard. He's got tremendous hand speed. He's got foot speed. His defense is amazing. If this fight comes to fruition, obviously, but there's only so long you can stay away from Tank before he lands it. And once he lands it, we know what happens, right? It's night. And the other problem is Shakur does have he's got some knockouts.
He's got a little bit of an angle to him too. That's what blood does. That is it.
Shakur doesn't. Man, I messed up that clip too. My bad, y'all. Shakur doesn't have the power to.
It looked like it too.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think he meant to do that. I don't think.
Yeah. He doesn't have the power to keep Tank honest and keep him off of him. So yeah, he can jab, cross, combination. He can pepper him with blows, but he simply does not have the power to keep Tank off of him. And then once Tank goes ahead and unloads, like we said, that's good night. G, I gotta get your thoughts on this. I think you know where you're going, but let's go ahead, man.
So I look at Shakur, and what I want to see is right. He do a lot of evading and ducking and running, pretty much running. Right, pillow hands is what they call him now. Yeah, they said we heard multiple people talk about him not throwing the punch in late rounds, and so once he's up, he tend to kind of just get stagnant. Like once you know he just running away, trying not to get knocked out. So he'll definitely take the game to a different edge. Now, I just haven't seen him fight anybody that possesses both power and the ability to box and slip punches and will train for that knockout blow. I don't think we've seen him really fight anybody, honestly, man. Like
he has, just not to this level.
Yeah, I don't know if he's there. I don't think he's ready. I don't think this fight is going to take place. I think this will probably be pushed back. Tank just signed a deal with Amazon as a 6-fight deal for, I think it was like 200 mil, 300 mil, something like that. And so I think you kind of wait. I mean, the people want to see him get knocked out, but I just don't think it'll be a big draw. I don't think it'll be a big draw.
I don't think it will either.
Yeah, and I think it'll be an easy win for Tank. There is a lot of chatter. He just started at the Ryan Garcia. He started like, all right, now I want to fight Tank. So he understands to get that bag, you got to fight Tank. Like, and Shakur isn't stupid. They only offer him like $2 million per fight. And so he know that, in order to get paid, because everybody want to get paid, right? Like you're going to have to say, hey, look, I want to fight that fight. But I just don't know. I don't know if it's going to happen. I really don't know if it's going to happen. So, it'd be nice. They're saying it is, but
I think if you're Shakur, you have to do it. It's career defining. It's legacy defining. Even if he loses, but fights a very good fight against Tank, like, okay, cool. It won't be a shame to lose to him. Even if you end up getting knocked out, it won't be. Say again.
Shakur career depends on it.
I don't think his career depends on him because he's so young.
Yeah, but he can't fill an arena anymore. Right. People walking out before the fight is over.
Walked out before the fight. They was in the 10th round, and they walking out the door like, they still right?
Yeah, it's like the other flip side to it, like when it comes to a Tank pay-per-view, I mean, you talking about free stuff. ESPN, my boy Shakur is on like ESPN now, so now he'll be paid. That will be a pay-per-view fight. And don't nobody want to fall asleep watching Shakur, but he ain't gonna make it out the 6th to 8th round anyway. But I'm just saying, like, he isn't that draw people want to see. So if he do fight, yeah, people want to see Tank. They're not gonna want to see Shakur. They call them pillow hands, man. This crazy work.
I mean, so everybody's not gonna be a knockout artist. I understand it. Everybody's not gonna have power. My question is this: why is it Why is it? And I'm not saying Shakur is on the same level, but why is it that when Floyd consistently evaded being in a firefight, when Floyd was a masterful counterpuncher, when Floyd was a defensive wizard, when Floyd avoided getting into, the big fights, why is it that nobody complained about that, but they do it for Shakur? That's what I don't get.
We never saw nobody walking out of no Floyd Mayweather fight in no 10th round, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's clear. Now I will say this: like I never forget when I first watched the Shakur fight, man. Like the dude, that his jab is crazy, man. Like I was looking at him, I was like, yo, how old is this kid? Like, it was on ESPN free. I was sitting there watching it and just like, all right, cool. This is a good Saturday night, right? Like, but then as time go on, I guess I don't know. Maybe he didn't like who he was under contract with before or what have you. But like I said, man, like I think you need to be able to keep the asses in the seats. And I think another fight before this will probably happen before that. I think the Japanese dude. I like to see Tank fight the Japanese dude. I think that'll be a bigger throw.
Oh yeah, that undefeated kid.
That would be crazy, Monster Inoue. But Monster Inoue says he's not going to come up to fight Tank. It just, I guess he knows his body and says that wouldn't be the right move for him. But I would love to see that. Monster Inoue is a bad man.
Yeah.
He is tough. Yeah. I think they're only like 2 weight classes apart, but 2 weight classes like 14 pounds. And when you haven't been carrying those 14 pounds, trying to do that is tough.
And when Tank throwing them blows, that's different.
Definitely
that's different.
Yeah. Go ahead, Transform. My bad. I ain't even let you speak on this. Your thoughts?
I mean, I already gave you my thoughts, man. It's an easy day for Tank, man. I mean, I like Shakur. His last 2 fights, I did not like. I did not like it too much. I'm not gonna say I did not like him, but you can tell he gets to a point in the fight where he knows where he's up, and then he just
takes foot off the gas.
He takes his foot off the gas. You can't do that against Tank. Tank is literally setting you up for round 5, 6, 7. So when you get to that round, ain't all this evading and hitting and running and backing up and all that. That's not gonna work. When Tank puts his hands on you, if you look at the last fight, Shakur was just absorbing blows. You're not gonna absorb Tank's blows like that. Pause. You know what I mean? So I think that when you're such a technical fighter, and like I said, we saw Floyd do it, but we also saw Floyd throw massive counter punches and didn't take his foot off the gas in that 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th round. Floyd still tried to go for the gustos most times. We're literally seeing Shakur just sit back like, we know, like, okay, like you countered the left jab. Why are you not throwing a punch like right there? Why are you so far back that you can't connect? I think
he's like, I'm so far ahead in this fight, I'm not gonna put myself in harm's way.
Yeah, and I think you can't do that with Tank.
Do I think that's cool? No, of course you can't do that with Tank. Absolutely not. Do I think that's cool? No, but I understand what he's doing. Yeah, I get it. Oh, so quick side note. So as for them showing that the fans were leaving during the fight, we've heard other so-called boring fighters before. Have we ever seen them show the crowd leaving during the fight? We've never seen that before, right? What do you think that was? That was Bob Arum being mad that Shakur didn't want to re-sign with him. So they did that on purpose to make him look bad. Yeah, they did that on purpose. We've never seen any other fighter. We've never seen them focus on the crowd, people leaving before. And there have been other quote-unquote boring fighters before, but we've never seen that. We know what they were doing. So, like, I find it just a bit, not saying you, but just a bit disingenuous that we're focusing on that when we know kind of what was being done by the powers that be in order to kind of shame Shakur and make him look bad because he didn't want to resign.
I mean, when it got, because it was more than just showing the crowd. It was they booed. They were booing in like round 8.
I mean, but again,
we know Shakur is
not the first fighter that's been booed though.
Like, what are you doing? Like, we know you're winning. Go just knock him out. Like, okay, show us a little bit more than you can just sit back and just counter all day. Like,
and I'm with you, but again, when they talk about Floyd, it's the sweet science. It's the get hit. It's the hit and don't get hit. And everybody's cool with that. But because it's Shakur, and I'm not saying Shakur is on Floyd's level. That's not what I'm saying. But because it's him, it's a problem. That's all I'm saying. We can't have it one way for one guy and a different way for another guy.
But Floyd was still KOing folks in round 9, 10, 11, 12. Shakur wasn't throwing blows in round 11. You're not even throwing a punch.
Once Floyd got up to 147, that was extremely rare. That wasn't happening. Unless somebody really slipped, that wasn't happening. I can think of 2 off the top of my head. When he caught when he caught Ricky Hatton
Ricky
running
Hatton.
in like a moron, and when he caught old boy trying to shake his hand. You know what I'm talking about.
Ortiz,
the Spanish kid. Yes, Ortiz.
Ortiz. Yeah,
Ortiz. That's what it was. Yeah. So but all that being said, I'm not sitting here trying to tell you I believe Shakur would beat Tank. I think that I'm not so sure it would be the same type of rollover that you guys think it would be. But again, I'm also saying you can't, as great as Shakur's skills are with movement and defense, eventually, because Tank is such a great fighter, a technical fighter, as well as having power, he's going to find a way to cut you off. And when he lands it, you're in trouble, because we haven't seen Shakur in a firefight yet. And that's generally kind of, even when you deal with technicians and great skill fighters, right? Your Sugar Ray Leonards and your Sugar Shane Mosleys and these guys, right? Even though we know they're extreme technical fighters and skill guys, at the same time, you will see that they will get into, at times they'll be tested and pushed into a firefight. You know what I mean? And so when that happens, that's when your heart gets tested. And we haven't seen that from Shakur yet. So I understand where you all are coming from on that. I'm not mad.
Don't try to test it with Tank though. Test it now before you get to that fight, because you're gonna try to test it with Tank. It's
you can't test it with that.
You're coming to my plane. Okay, cool. This is easy. Third round.
You don't want that.
Only way you're gonna get those high price front row seats is if you got Tank on the card. There's no way you're gonna get it watching Shakur right now.
No, not especially after the last 2 fights. Nah.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I think this was a good topic, man. I hey, Canelo is supposed to be fighting somebody really soon.
Yeah, that was the second one. He's supposed to be fighting Edgar Berlanga September 14th. And
that's not the fight we wanted.
That's not the fight we wanted, but I'm looking forward to it. So
Canelo,
Canelo's mean. Yo, Amir Khan was winning that fight till he got blasted right there. Crusher Kovalev was winning that fight till he got blasted right there. But he didn't fight Crusher Kovalev. He fought an old Sergey Kovalev getting that last payday. Good night. Yeah.
Ref knew he should have stepped in on that fight, man. You saw that boy stumbling for his life. Like, come on.
Yeah, terrible. And then Edgar Berlanga, right there, he's a bad dude, a Puerto Rican cat out of New York City, and I think he's from Brooklyn. And he was 16-0 with 16 knockouts, his first 16 fights. Now, was he fighting legends? No. But I think he's 19-0 now, 20-0. He hasn't lost yet. He's got knockout power. But that said, I think Canelo beats him, because he isn't ready for that big a step up in talent yet. And I'm no Canelo fan whatsoever, because I don't like the way he moves. He moves in the Floyd Mayweather way, and I don't respect that. But, Canelo Berlanga, I think that's going to be a really good fight. I think Berlanga is going to train for everything. But we've seen Canelo through his career. He got an iron chin, man. He got an iron chin.
Because he can absorb punches.
Yes, man. He is taking some big shots. Like, he took shots from Triple G. And it was shook it off and kept coming. So I'm no Canelo guy, but him and Berlanga, I think it's going to be a good fight for however long it lasts. I don't know if he knocks out Berlanga, because he might not be anxious to engage with Berlanga's power. But to your point, we want Benavidez and Canelo, and
we do.
Canelo seems to have no interest in doing it.
None.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, Benavidez he said, man, I think he's jealous. I think he's jealous that I take off his popularity in Mexico. I think he's jealous.
Yeah.
I think he's jealous.
Yeah. Gee, man, what's your thoughts?
Canelo, man. I don't know too much about the other guy. I gotta go look him up and see, what his record is, why he picked this fight. Was this a tune-up fight for Benavidez? Right?
I don't think he wants to fight.
Shouldn't be.
At all. Yeah, I don't think he wants to deal with him at all.
Yeah, Canelo is now, he's like one of the top 10 boxers in the league right now. So, I mean, I don't know, man. It's hard to say. I got to figure out who this kid is, though, that he's supposed to be fighting. Look him up, do some research.
Right.
Without saying he's a nobody, he's not a body to be fighting Canelo.
No, that's correct.
That's the way I put it. I'm not going to say he's a nobody, but he's not the body to be fighting Canelo.
That's correct. He's 22-0 with 17 knockouts, and his first 16 wins were by first round knockouts. So you know, he's got some power there. But and he also has some skills, but at the same time, you know, he's, to your point, he is not on that level. He should not be fighting Canelo. But he wanted that fight, and the Mexico Puerto Rico thing is going to be good, you know. So yeah, let's go ahead and leave it there. We'll go ahead, open up the phone lines, and then we'll get up out of here. If anybody wants to call in, give your thoughts on a possible Shakur Stevenson, Tank Davis fight, and also Canelo Edgar Berlanga, or your thoughts on boxing in general. The number is 904-219-8264. 904-219-8264. Go ahead, give us a shout, and then we'll call it a night after this.
And while you're giving us your prediction on Tank and Shakur, just give us the round that you know that Tank is going to knock him out in.
It's the 8.
Just give us that. Just give us that while you at it, guys.
You know what? Is it to the point now that if you could make it out of the 8th round with Tank, that's like a moral victory?
Yeah. That means you lasted long enough. Like, okay, he didn't get you yet.
Right.
Get you yet.
PTSD.
I know, right? For real. Oh my goodness, yeah, that'd be crazy. All right, so looks like we're not gonna have any calls on this, so we could leave it right here. Great show tonight, fellas. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate everybody who checked in. We're gonna try to get back with you during the week. Hopefully do a Wednesday show, and we'll see. We'll have a little more Olympics to talk, and of course we'll have more NFL storylines, and you know, yeah.
Yeah,
we'll
Dak
see
Prescott
what
has signed a $60 million deal by then.
Man, they better not give Dak Prescott no $60 million.
You know what's coming, G.
I know it's coming, man. I know it's coming. But thanks everybody for checking in. We appreciate y'all. You know where to find us. Check out the channel. Lots of videos there, lots to talk about. And we're out. Peace.